98:4 says, "Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. Break forth into joyous song and sing praises." In Belize, that is what we did. So today we will be singing all of the songs that my lovely worship team did in Belize while we were there. So I invite you to stand and sing a joyful noise to the Lord.
You are here. Thank you, ladies. Well, welcome everyone here. So glad to have you here for what is a very special morning in which the youth present their Belize trip that they returned from 1 week ago. A special welcome to the guests who are here. We're so glad to have you. And it just sounds like that there is a lot of grandpa and grandmas here. So thank you for coming for your grandkids. We did a lot of preparation and planning for the Belize trip, but one thing we did not see coming is that we had 7 girls who could sing beautifully. And they sang and sang in the van as we traveled around, and they almost motivate you not to sing with them so that you can hear their 3- and 4-part harmonies. Like they just really came together as a choir, and it's so fun to hear them sing. Some announcements. I have one. Tonight is our Linden annual general meeting at 6:30. It's a unique meeting because it is such an excellent measure of our health. What happens is people present their ministry reports, and there are 31 of them. So in order to keep the meeting within a normal range of time, we have to get them through pretty quickly, but it is something that there are all these people who have something that they wanted to do for God and are doing through our church. And this evening is a time just to remind ourselves how there are so many, we're all working together on this. And it's lay people, it's the people. I do one report, the pastor's report, and Diana made me do the church family camp report too, although she is the one who puts all the effort into it. But all the other reports are just lay people coming up and saying what they're doing, and I love it. Also, tonight, we have 2 pieces from the Belize trip. Dalen Bedard is going to give her testimony as part of the devotional, Something Not to Be Missed. And then the Belize report by Jackson Brown, and that is not to be missed either. Tonight at 6:30. Everyone's welcome. Now, 3 people to call up, starting with Cassie Seidler.
Good morning, everybody. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Cassie Seidler, and that's my husband over there, Dustin. He did not want to stand up here with me. In 2015, May of 2015, we started our plumbing business. And since then, I would say about 80% of our work has been in this area. And so last summer, we moved to this area, and our kids started school. And so next Saturday, we are hosting an open house with food and raffles and giveaways and things at our acreage just outside of town. And it'll be from noon to 5. It's just like a come and go. You don't have to RSVP or anything like that. And it's just kind of an opportunity to say thank you for the community and the people that we've had customers for the last 10 years and to celebrate our success and all of that. So yeah, everyone in the church is invited.
We should clap. Thank you, Dusty and Cassie, inviting the whole church to come. Now, I need to warn you that Aaron Kung invited the whole church to his wedding in Thailand, probably thinking he was safe to do so. But I hear there's going to be 24 from here in that Thailand wedding, and yes, think about that.
It's just about a decade ago, a group of girls started meeting at my house for junior high girls Bible study. And those girls have grown up, and don't you know it, they think they're old enough to get married now. And so today, I want to remind you to come to Colleen's bridal shower this afternoon downstairs. It would be great to see you all there celebrating these lovely young women, or this particular lovely young woman. And then I want to let you know that another one of them is getting married. Brittany Friesen is also going to have a bridal shower in 2 weeks from now, and we'd love to see you out to support her as well. Her wedding will be June 28th, and she's getting married to Reuben Groves, and I'm just so excited about that too.
Yes, we should clap about that too, because Diana has invested in these junior high girls, and now they are grown up, and this is her legacy. And finally, Kim and Shawnee.
Okay. Hi, everybody. We are super excited to be here this morning to announce that planning for VBS 2025 is underway. And yay! And we are super excited and looking forward to a very crazy week this summer. So, VBS will run from 9 till noon, August 18th to 22nd, and we just want to invite everybody from kindergarten up to grade 6 to come and to bring lots of friends to join us. So our theme verse for the summer comes from Mark 10:27, which says, Jesus looked at them and said, with man this is impossible, but not with God. All things are possible with God. Last summer, we experienced a lot of incredible reminders that God is always with us. And this summer, we're really excited to spend another week discovering even more truths about his love for us.
And then, if you're older than grade 6 and would like to volunteer, we are looking for some crew leaders and any help that you want to give. So we're having a meeting today after church in the basement if you can come. Otherwise, just reach out to us and we can talk about it. There's also going to be a volunteer sign-up sheet that will stay at the Welcome Center, so we can have a way to get in touch with you. And last but not least, we are asking for some prayers as we plan this event. VBS is a great way to share God's love with so many people in our church and community, and we know we need God's guidance to get everything together. So we're looking forward to another exciting, overwhelming week, but it's going to happen, and we're excited.
Thanks, Kim and Shawnee. And now, would you pray with me? Lord Jesus, thank you for all that you are doing through this church, how people work together. I pray that you would bless all these endeavors. We bring before you Lachlan Taves, who has this inflammation inside him, and I am aware of several others who have the same. These chronic diseases are something to be borne with a lot of patience, and it takes a long time for healing. And so I pray that you would give them all just a perseverance and a steadfastness and a trust in you that no matter what, you walk with them. For our church family, Shane and Rhonda Straub, who give so much of their time and their joy and their happiness to this church. And I pray that you would bless them and their home and their family. We are so thankful for them. For Shane on his dairy farm, Rhonda and her kindergarten class, may they know your pleasure. For our seniors, Luana Taves living in the lodge, keep her free from sickness and aches and pains. And as she is a devout prayer, I ask that you would hear her prayers and answer them as she prays for her family and for us. For Ethan and Amy Thiessen, Ethan has just graduated from Steinbach Bible College, and they have a house and he has a job, and these are exciting times for them. And pray that it would just be very meaningful, the things that they now step into. For Aaron Kung, who is on the OM ships, Lord, it's been good for him. And he has enjoyed that work. Now he's looking forward to getting married. And I just want to say thank you for marriage, Lord Jesus, that Aaron has taken this chance, this risk, and knowing that you will be there in that marriage and supporting it and sustaining it. for our council at the village of Linden. May they have good ideas and always thinking about what is best for our good village here. For the leadership team, it's time for changes as we come to the annual meeting. Thank you for people who love this church. For the Belize team, as they make their presentation, may it just be a great delight for all of us. And then finally, for those here and in our community who have needs that just can't be put in the church bulletin, but everybody has a sorrow, something that they are struggling with. Some of them are deep, but you are deeper. And so give of them of your living water. We pray these things in your name. Amen.
Kids, come down to the front, please. I don't know if this is working. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so today we are going to tell you a really fun story. It's about David and Goliath. And you kids, if you've been to VBS, you would know this, but I want you guys to listen for the point in the story when I say, God made you. Wow, God. And we're all going to do that, okay? So keep your eye out for that. Okay, so the Philistines were the most feared enemy of the Israelites. The Philistines knew how to work with iron, but the Israelites did not. So that meant that the Philistines had a lot better weapons, and they would march onto the Israelites' land and take whatever they wanted. So King Saul decided to gather together all the men of Israel to try to come up with a plan for how they could take their land back and send the Philistines back to where they came from. But then one day, the Philistines brought forth a new and terrifying weapon. Goliath was a 9-foot-tall giant who wore thick armor and carried a big sword. And Goliath did not like the Israelites' God, so he would march onto the battlefield and he would say, I defy you and I defy your God. Send forward a man who can beat me, and if he does, then I'll be your slaves. But if I beat him, then you'll all be my slaves. Roar! And the Israelites' knees shook with terror. They were so afraid. Who could fight against a guy like Goliath? So Goliath came onto the battlefield every day, and he made this speech. But one day, one of their brothers, came to the battlefield to bring them some food, and his name was David. And David heard what Goliath was saying about his God, and he was so angry. And he said, who is this guy to be talking about my God? Why doesn't someone fight against him? And David's brothers said, because David, look how big he is. So just go back to the field. But David did not go back to the field. He went to King Saul to ask permission to fight against Goliath. Then he went down to the river to collect 5 smooth stones. And David was not afraid because he had already killed a lion and a bear with his slingshot. So then little David came down to the battlefield, and when Goliath saw him, he started to laugh. And he said, am I a dog that you come at me with sticks? But David was not afraid. So David got his rock into his slingshot, and he started whirling it around faster and faster. And then he let go of the stone, and it flew across the battlefield and hit Goliath right in between the eyes, and Goliath fell down as if dead. And so the God that Goliath had been making fun of was the one that defeated the Philistines, and little David, whose brothers thought he was helpless, was the boy that God used to do it. And none of you guys are too small to be used by God because God made you. Wow. Awesome. Okay, you guys, I would like to tell this story again, but Rowan's arms are getting a little tired, so I think we need a little help. So we're going to pass out the pieces, and then I'm going to tell it again, and you guys can come up and put the pieces up, okay? So come forward and grab a piece. Want some? Who wants Goliath? Okay. Here. Okay. Who else wants a piece? Grant? Okay. So, the Philistines were the most feared enemy of the Israelites. The Philistines knew how to work with iron, and the Israelites did not. So that meant that the Philistines came onto the Israelites' land, and they took whatever they wanted. So, King Saul, where's King Saul? Are you King Saul? King Saul gathered together all the men of Israel. All the men of Israel can come up here. And they tried to come up with a plan to defeat Goliath. But then the Philistines had a new and terrifying weapon. Goliath was a 9-foot-tall giant with a heavy sword and thick armor. And Goliath came onto the battlefield and said, "I defy you, and I defy your God. Send forward a man who can beat me, and if he does, then I'll be your slaves. But if I beat him, then you'll all be my slaves." Roar! The Israelites shook with terror. Who could fight against a man like this? But then one day, some of the soldiers' little brother came onto the battlefield to bring them some food. And David heard what Goliath was saying, and he thought, "Who is this man to say this about my God? Why doesn't someone fight against him?" But David's brothers said, "Because, David, he's so big, and we just have no chance, so you should go back to the field." But did David go back to the field? No. David went to King Saul to ask permission to fight against Goliath. Then he went down to the river and collected 5 smooth stones to use for his slingshot. And he was not afraid because he had already killed a lion and a bear. Can I see what piece you have? Oh, you can bring that guy. So, David got together his stones, and he was not afraid. Anywhere up there. But when Goliath saw David, he started to laugh because David was so small. But David, he started to whirl his sling around and faster, and then he let go of the stone, and it struck Goliath right between the eyes, and Goliath fell over as if dead. And the God that Goliath had been making fun of was the one who brought down the Philistines. And little David, whose brothers thought he was helpless, was the boy that God used to do it. And none of you guys are too small to be used by God because God made you. Awesome. Thank you guys for your help. If you're in grades 4 to 6, you can stay here, and we're going to do a fun Belize presentation. If you're if you're younger than 4 to 6, then you can head down to the Sunday school room where Adele is over there.
Well, that was a riveting tale. All right, everyone, please stand. This next song that we have is one of our absolute favorites. The people in Belize really liked it. It's pretty energetic, and there is clapping, but only a little bit of clapping. not introducing it. It's new, but we did it in Belize and we really enjoyed singing it. So I hope that you guys will enjoy it too. And if you know the words, sing along. And if you don't, just take a minute for the Spirit to let you know what he wants to let you know.
Crushed by the weight of my failure, living Good morning, everybody. So my name is Hudson.
And I'm Will.
And we were members on the Belize missions trip, and we were in charge of putting together a slideshow to share with you all. So that's what we're up here to do today. So we can get started, I guess. So, this is day 1. So this was our first day, and we started coming here. I think it was, what time did we have to meet here at the church? 4:30 a.m. And in one of the photos, you can see us all there at the church, and our parents and our siblings came to send us off and wish us well. And then we got to the Belize airport. I think it was almost a 7-hour flight, if I'm not wrong. But we took a direct flight right to Belize, and we got there, and we hit the road, and we went and we got food after our long journey on the plane. And then we made it to our first place, which was Hopkins. And so we got to Hopkins, the beach right there, that was the beach that was there, and it was really, really pretty. And so the first night we got there, apparently everyone wasn't tired enough, so they went and they hopped in the ocean and swam around and stuff. And then we went to a little local restaurant, and we ate food, and we had our team time. So it was a pretty chillaxed day for our first day there, just to kind of get settled into everything. Yeah.
Next slide, please. On day 2, we pretty much spent the entire day in Placencia. We left around like 11, and we got to boats, and we went across the ocean to get there because it's the fastest way of travel. And then we spent there from like 12 to around 5-ish, and we walked around. We all met together to start at like an ice cream shop, and then we all headed out and did our own thing for like 4 hours, and we met back and we went back on the boats, and that's pretty much how day 2 went.
Yeah, the photos up there, you can see the lovely angle of all of us on the boat. That is on the thing called the Hokey Pokey, and that is a boat taxi, and so we all got in, not sure what to expect, and then we got in, and then it just went, and we were like, oh. So we were a little bit cautious about taking our phones out to take photos, but I did it anyways. And then the photo up there in Placencia, I think it was very, very pretty. If anyone ever goes to Belize, make sure you go to Placencia, because I loved it. The beach was gorgeous, and everything was green and flowers everywhere, and it had music everywhere, and everyone like just playing the drums, and it was so much fun. So that was kind of our touristy day a little bit, to do some shopping and explore around and have some fun before the hard work got started. So yeah. And then this is day 3. So we finished staying the night in Hopkins and made our way to Santa Cruz. And so that morning we went to the Sunday church service. And you can see right there in the bottom, that's us at the church service. And we got to go there and we got to meet everyone. And then in the other corner, This isn't from that day, but that's kind of the day we met our team that we'd be with, and so that's all of them there. And so we did our church service, and then we made our way to the Lowen camp, the transformation camp, which is where we stayed for most of the trip. And you can see it's just that green building over there. And then since it was Easter Sunday, the people who run the camp had their church come to the camp, and they had a big gathering, and so we played lots and lots of volleyball. I think I got a little bit of sunburn that day, and we just hung out, and I really appreciated this day because it was kind of our first chance to interact with some of the people of Belize and kind of get a taste of what we were in for the rest of the week, doing VBS and going to the churches and meeting everyone. So this was another kind of chill day, meeting people and seeing what Belize had to offer. So yeah. Okay, and then this is VBS day 1.
I got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay, you got it.
We got up super early. It was like 7, and we had breakfast. Hey, that's early for me. And then we got to the church at Santa Cruz around 8:20-ish, and we started setting up. And then around 9:30, the kids started arriving, and the bus went out. The camp we were at, they had a bus. They sent a bus out to grab a bunch of the kids that couldn't just get there because they were too far away. And it was crazy seeing all the kids coming off. There were so many that I just thought it ended, and they just kept coming off, and more just kept coming. And I'm like, anyways, and then the first day, they didn't really want to do anything until the end of the day. They started when the songs came. They were more active and wanted to get into the songs a lot more. And that was kind of the fun of that day.
Yeah. I don't remember what we did for the rest of the day. I had to in my notes app as we were going through the trip, write down what we did, because if I don't, then it all becomes one big blur of oh my gosh, Belize. But but this was our VBS day 1, and we had a lot of kids come, and then on day 2 we had even more kids come because they brought their friends, because I think the church thought it was just for the members of the church, so we had not as many as we were expecting, but the next day there was lots, so yeah. And so this is day 5. So this was our second day of VBS, and at this the kids brought all their friends, and they were getting really into it. They loved singing all the songs, and they were just having a great time, and it was so wonderful to see them just having fun and enjoying themselves, because we had put so much work into planning it for them. And so we had our VBS day 2, and then later that evening, that afternoon, the boys stayed at the camp, and they did labor and built fences. And the girls, we got to go to Red Bank, and we got to have kind of a ladies' tea and craft time and just kind of bless the woman of Red Bank there. So we got out of maybe doing some shoveling, and I don't even know what they did, but we got out of it. So that's us right there. We had some tea, we had some snacks, and then Jody put on a craft for all of us to do, and we painted bookmarks with them, and it was a really, really fruitful time. And then up in the top corner, we also took the time just to share with the woman of Red Bank and go up and share some of the verses that mean something to us, and just kind of open it up to them to share as well. And I think they were a little bit nervous to do so, but some of them by the end of it got up there, and it was really encouraging to see that even though we live in completely different countries, that we can still influence each other and have a way of encouraging each other with that. So that was really cool to see. So yeah.
So day 6 was day 3 for VBS, and it went really well. The kids kept coming, more kids, and we had to divide them up into our teams. And it was really cool seeing them. They're a lot more active than day 1, and they just wanted to be there, and they wanted to see the Lord. The other thing, and then afterwards, we went to Big Falls for their church service around 7, and our team did worship, and then I think Rowan and Hudson shared their testimony, and then more worship. And as you can see up there, Eric kind of having the time of his life on the drums. and that was super cool. And I found that Big Falls just is a big connection for the Belize team, and the amount of years we've been doing it, they're kind of like our center point. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I've heard lots of stories about the Big Falls Church and Pastor Jaime, and it lived up to the expectation and the hype. It was really fun. I think, not to offend any of the other churches, but I think it was one of my favorite churches that we visited, and just talking to the people there and having conversations with them, it was really, really great. And just finally meeting the people that we've heard so many stories about was really, really cool. And so I really enjoyed this night, and I got to share my testimony, and it was just a really cool night, but I think we were all tired by the end of it driving home. I think a couple of us took some naps and stuff on the car ride and stuff, but yeah. You want to do this?
Day 7 was probably one of the better. It was the last day of VBS in Santa Cruz. Okay. When we got there, it was around 9. We got there a little later this time. We set up, and the kids got there. And the last day, they seemed really, really excited. Like, it was everything. They were just happy and really, really having fun. And then at the end, we were singing songs and letting the kids out grab their jerseys. And as they were putting them on, they were, like, jumping up and down and having so much fun. At the end, we took one big group photo, and there was just a lot of kids. And then at the end towards the end, we fixed the fence up a little more, did more work on the fence, and then we went to this place called Mayan World, yes. And there was like this big waterfall, and then if you climb the stairs a little more, there's like this big like pond kind of thing with like a cliff on the side that you could jump off of. That was super cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, this was our last day in doing our VBS with this group of kids, and I don't know, I feel like I speak for most of the team, but it was so sad to send them off, and I just remember waving them on their bus, and I was like, oh no, it's over. But the connections that we made with the kids in just 4 days was really, really amazing, and the amount of faith that they put in us as a team was really, really cool to see, because you walked in, and it's almost like if you have an older sibling where you just like admire your older sibling. And so we came in, and we were like these big older siblings coming from a different country, and they just admired us, and they just had full faith in us. They were very, very well behaved. You just like told them to do something, and they just like, I don't know if they knew what we were saying, but they'd follow us. But so it was a little bit of a bittersweet moment, because we were done and we had accomplished so much, but it was time to move on and do whatever God had else for us to do. So, but yeah, it was a really cool moment. And then on the next slide, we have some videos, I think, or maybe not. Oh, there's a video. So this is the kids all leaving.
That's fine.
Well,
I don't think it's gonna work.
if it doesn't play, this is all the kids after we got them in their jerseys and we took the group photo, and they were just so happy. And so we finished taking the photo, and then as soon as like the camera went down, they all just started like going and stuff and like wanting to play in their new jerseys. And if the video would play, you can like hear the sound of like what it was like. It's just, you hear like all the kids laughing and like talking, and it's just, I wish it could play the video, but it's a really good video. And if you want to come see it, I'm sure someone will have it, or you can come find us and we'll show you the video if you're that interested. And then there's another video on the next slide, but I don't know if that one will play either. No? Okay. That's okay. Well, this was a video of our last and final song in Belize that we did. And all the kids were they were pumped up. They were like so happy. We had some like beach balls that we would throw into the crowd of kids, and they'd all just like play with it and do the dances. And like by the end of it, like everyone was jumping up and down and everyone was singing, and the kids were so into it. And I think they had a really, really good time, and we were really able to bless the kids there, and so they really enjoyed it. But yeah. And then, do you want to do this or should I?
Oh, I think I got it.
Okay.
All right. So day 8, we got up at the same time we usually do, and then we drove to Red Bank, which was like half an hour away, and we got set up for doing a day 1 and day 4 of VBS for the kids down in Red Bank. And it was really interesting because in the morning they weren't really that interested, and some of the older kids would just stand there and just watch, and they weren't really active. And then by like the afternoon when we did day 4, they were jumping up and down, having a lot of fun. They've only met us for like a day, so I didn't expect them to do that. And they were like jumping all over us and everything, and it was only one day, so. And then at the end of the day, we tidied up and went back to camp, and we invited everyone that helped us in Belize, like every church from Santa Cruz, Red Bank, Big Falls, everywhere. We invited them down, and we had a big supper. My dad, Kelly, cooked a nice pulled pork on the smoker. Tasted amazing, by the way. And the cooks made some chicken and cut up some fruit and made some salad. So that was really good. And then we sang a song, but we had to video it on the next slide, but I don't think it's gonna work.
Oh, wait. Oh, this was the final song
Red Bank.
Red Bank. Do you guys want to sing a song? And then at the banquet, when we visited the Red Bank church, their church was probably the most different experiences, like out of all of them, and it was very, very unique to them. But their worship was so cool and so different. But they had all the people come up and they sang a song, and the song is called Father Abraham. So should we do it? PK? Or can we do like the one round? Yeah? Okay. So it's I'll get the Belize team up, I guess.
Okay, everybody gets to stand up.
We're all doing this.
Okay. I don't know how many of you know this song, but it's pretty easy to pick up.
There's actions to it, too.
Father
Abraham had many sons, and many sons had Father Abraham, and I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the Lord. Right arm, right foot, head on, turn around. Father Abraham had many sons, had Father Abraham, and I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the Lord. Right arm, right foot, head on, turn around.
So the actual song's a lot longer than that because you like, and then you do it all, and then you go, and do it all. So that was the quick, shortened version for you guys. But we had everyone at the banquet, we sang that song together. And it was just, I thought it was a really cool time because even though we're in completely different places and we worship differently, and maybe our people don't look the same or our churches don't run the same, we're all children of God, and it was just really cool to see that unity that we had just by singing a silly song. So that was pretty cool. And then, so that was kind of our trip. I wish that you guys could see the videos of the kids, but, this was the video of us all singing Father Abraham, but you guys got your little taste of it, so that's okay. This came to our final day. And so, again, another bittersweet moment. I don't know if we were ready to go home or not ready. A lot of us had sunburns and bug bites. But, so it was time to go. So we packed up all of our things. We got our team photo together, which was at the very, very start of the slideshow. And we headed to the airport. And I don't know how many of you have been in the Belize airport, but it is crazy. Like, it's so busy, and you're never not like touching someone as you're walking through the airport because it's so crowded in there. So I was scared that we would maybe lose someone, but we kind of all just like stayed in our corner together and didn't veer off too much. But we all hopped on the plane, and we made our way back to Canada. And then once we got back, we all took a trip to, where did we go?
We went to Wendy's.
Wendy's. We were all sick of eating chicken and rice and beans the whole time. So we went to Wendy's and we got some food, and then we took the bus back to the church, and that concluded our trip. Yeah. And then I just wanted to say a thank you to the church and everyone in here, just on behalf of the entire missions team, because you guys had your prayers and encouragement and support during our time in Belize. And your faithfulness carried us through each day as we served the kids in the communities, as we loved the people there and grew alongside them. We witnessed God move in powerful ways, whether it was through community with us or with the Belizeans that we got to meet and the connections that were made, and the hearts that we opened and touched through the kids and through the people there and the communities. And none of this would have been possible without your guys' partnership in prayer and generosity for our team. And so even if you weren't there physically in Belize, you really are a part of this team and this mission. So I want to thank you for being a part of this missions trip for us. And I'm sure that you could come up to any of the Belizean members that were there on the trip, and if you couldn't see the photos or the videos, I think Will and I went through like over 500 or like way over that number of photos and videos. So if you ever want to come see them or hear some stories that maybe weren't shared up here, feel free, and I'm sure that all of them are very, very excited to share because it was a really great time, and I know I loved it, and I'm sure everyone else loved it. So, yeah, thank you, everyone, for your support in the church. Yeah.
Alrighty, so for those who don't know me, my name's Ian Taves, and today I'm going to share my testimony. So every night in Belize, we would do this thing called team time, where it's just like our little wind up or our wind down of our day doing whatever we did. And so every night, two of us would share our testimony, and then we did that throughout the whole trip. So I'm just going to share mine with you all today. So I was raised in a good Christian home by my loving parents, Clint and Jody, and I grew up with my two brothers, Lachlan and Aaron. And I've always gone to church, and I've always gone to Sunday school for as long as I can remember. But I never really knew what being Christian was like fully about. So last year and this current year, I started thinking more about my life. I felt that like school was draining me. I think it was like the constant repetition of it all, like wake up, go to school, go home, and then just go to sleep, and then just over and over and over and over again. And like, it was just like draining. I just felt so tired. And the one day that I most looked forward to was Sunday, because I actually got to do something different. And I got to be with the people that I really enjoyed being around. And the Belize training was a really big part of that. I love spending my Sunday morning with the team because all of them are genuinely so great. And they're just amazing friends. And friendship is a really important part to me. At school, I found myself kind of struggling with some friendships. I felt like they were just like my school friends and not like my actual like friends. Some of my friends would like do things without me, and they would talk about what they did without me. And they wouldn't ask me to join them or offer it. And I was just feeling like very left out and alone. I was like feeling distant from them. And I started to wonder if they were even like my true friends. And that's something I've always wanted, like a very best friend, like the ones in the movies, like Shaggy and Scooby-Doo, or Buzz Lightyear and Woody, or Clint Taves and John Weens. Just two best friends that are always doing everything together and support each other in everything that they do. And yeah, I long for that. And I think I found that with this team. I feel truly blessed to be a part of this team because everybody is so supportive, and I feel like I can just be like me when I'm around the team, and I'm so thankful for that. And I know that God is a friend that's always with me too. One of our memory verses for VBS is, even though you may feel left out or alone, God promised this in the Bible. the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. And I just try to remember that now. Like, even when I get left out of things or I feel like I'm by myself, I just got to be content and trust in the Lord and the plan that he has for me. And I just got to stay true to what he says and stay true to who I am. Proverbs 3 verse 5 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. It's just saying that, like, you got to trust in the Lord and what he has intended, and you just got to, like, go with the flow and forget about your own worries and put your faith in God because he's got you. In my life, I've had a number of influential Christian role models growing up and still to this day. Going forward, I just want to be a good role model for my friends and my classmates and for my younger brothers. One recent role model that I've had in my life is Eric Weiler. My hope is that my brothers can see my love and passion for Christ like I see in Eric. He's been such an inspiration for me recently and like ever since I met him. He got me interested in reading the Bible, and I would just love to have the relationship that he has with God. I wasn't sure what to expect out of this trip or how it would affect me, but I've already started seeing some changes. I don't know if any of you know this, but I'm a pretty introverted person, and I was a little skeptical when Carla asked me to join the stage team. So I'm glad that I decided to accept her tempting offer. But I've seen such a change and growth in my confidence, and I'm excited to have that new confidence now. I've also noticed that I've started to feel like a lot happier, and now that I'm faced with if I'm faced with like a challenge or a situation or like a school assignment, I just look at it more optimistically and like with a more positive attitude, even if it's confusing or if I'm not super interested in what we're learning. But yeah, I just feel a lot more appreciative of all the things in my life, and I feel like God has opened my eyes to see all the good things in my life. But yeah, I just feel so blessed to be a part of this team and to get to know everybody so much better. I'm thankful for each and every one of them. I had so much fun in the mornings, chatting, eating breakfast, just practicing for our trip. On our last night in Belize, we had our usual team time, and PK closed with a prayer. He started reflecting on our trip, and all the memories just started flooding into my mind. And I found myself crying, which is weird because I never really cried in a prayer before, or just like in public, I guess. But I think it was like a mix of like happy tears and sad tears, but like happy tears for like the incredible like friendship and experience that I got to have with everybody, and the sad tears because it was all ending. But yeah, I feel truly blessed to be a part of this incredible team. I'm looking forward to see how God continues to work in their lives and in my own. And yeah, I'm just excited to grow closer with God and see what he has in store for me. Thank you.
I know, that's what I thought. Okay. Okay, it's me. Okay. Hard act to follow, Ian. So I was lucky enough to be a part of this team as a leader and a mom. And I have the privilege of giving the closing remarks for our missions trip. This was something I've never experienced before. And when we started the training process back in January, I quickly saw how special this team was and grew more excited each week. When we landed, this crew was all smiles. It could have been the warm weather and palm trees, but I do think a lot of the smiles were for what was to come. I was happy they had a day to build team relationships, even more before starting the hard stuff, as someone said. This group got along very well. There was zero drama. Lots of laughs, and they wanted to be together. Our team time was something truly special. Our daily debriefs and supporting each other through testimonies was really awesome to witness. They rallied for each other. They built one another up by complimenting each other on what that person did great that day, cheering each teammate on, high fives, hugs, And during Ian's testimony, he shared not being ready to have this end. And as we sat there, each kid kind of started to pipe up and, me too, I don't want this to end. How can we continue on? So that just shows how truly special this group was. Day 1 of VBS, some nerves, but the smiles were bigger. I was so happy and so proud watching our kids greet and love on those littles. I don't remember seeing them rattled when more kids came through the morning or the next day or the next day. They just welcomed them with open arms and bigger smiles. This crew got the crowd going, each song that was played. VBS was very special. The stage team nailed it each day. Our crew leaders made the kids feel seen, and I know they taught them so much in the flannel graph and as leaders. Each station brought it, rolling with the punches, trying to beat the heat. That was more Murray and Kelly beating the heat, and just making it all happen. It just went so well. Our last day at Santa Cruz was sad. It was hard to say goodbye, waving and high-fiving as the bus loaded up and drove off. Just a great group of kids. But we couldn't have done it without our Belizean team that joined ours and helped us out so much. Whatever it was, another body, or just translating for us, watching the friendships grow between both groups was awesome. Our lunches at the church after our VBS was not only delicious, and I mean delicious, but was so important. A fun time to get to know both teams better. We worked hard, but had a lot of downtime too. Volleyball at the Lowen camp, bug dodging every evening. Dalen knows all about that. Our late night chats, the banana plantation, the waterfall, and scorpion hunting. But the last one wasn't for everyone. Red Bank was a bit harder than Santa Cruz. It was a different vibe. It was hotter, and a full day instead of the half day that we had done the previous 4 days. But the team rolled with it. No complaints, kept smiling, and kept their energy up the best they could. And again, gave the kids a great day. You should all be very proud. Very proud of what you taught those kids and what you guys accomplished on your trip. Thank you to Pastor Chris and Murray and Rhonda for going before us and planning this all out as well as you did. Thank you to, and Carla for putting together this VBS so beautifully. Each and every team member and behind the scenes member, you are all so valuable. And a big thank you to you, our families, our community, and our church family. Because without your support, this would not be possible. And to be able to do it with little financial stress means the world to us. I really saw the value in this trip now that I've gone, and it is so important. I really do feel like we changed some lives, gave some hope, and renewed energy and passion. Albert Lowen told Murray, Rhonda, and myself at our thank you dinner, our last night, how special this thing we've got going is. He said, nobody does it like us. And that made me so proud. The pastor from Red Bank spoke at the service we joined the night before our VBS, and he shared that no one comes, no one. But then he said they did, and he pointed to our team. We were able to go, help, and share God's love. We were able to do this with your help. We joined 3 church services. We built a fence in Santa Cruz, and there ran a 4-day VBS for about 100 kids. We handed out over 100 soccer and basketball jerseys to those kiddos. We put together a ladies' afternoon in Red Bank, sharing favorite and encouraging verses, singing, and craft time. And there again, we ran a VBS for about 100 kids. We built relationships, reconnected old ones, and we were able to make stronger connections with each other and God. I think it's hard to come away from this trip unchanged. Well done, good and faithful servants. Well done.
Thank you so much, Jody. That was really meaningful. Please stand and continue to worship with us.
Of deliverance from my
for a very special morning. Now a blessing. May the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ and the love of God and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with you all. Amen. You are dismissed.